So what do you call yourself? Welcome to the LaTangela Show. Hey.
Hey, what can I do for you this fine day?
This is your destiny. Hot, hot, hot. Right now.
Welcome to the LaTangela Show. Come on in and enjoy yourself.
Right now.
We gon' party like no one else. Welcome to the LaTangela Show.
You got it.
We're gonna make it work. Testing 1 2, testing 1 2.
3, 4, 5.
You know, usually musicians can't go above 3. I'm impressed. Morning, sunshine. How are you? You doing okay today?
I'm doing fine.
All right, good.
I'm here with you.
Hey, you know what? And that is the highlight of the year for me. And it's still early in the year, so I mean, it's going to be hard to top this.
We can do it.
Look, today in the hot seat on the 10 line, we have none other than Johnny Palazzotto. How are you?
I'm great.
Listen, you are no stranger when it comes to the world of entertainment, right? And we could be here listing titles all day and just trying our best to pinpoint some of your work. But I have questions that need answers. Do you have time for me today?
Yes, ma'am.
How is it that you knew the world of entertainment was going to be your calling? Like, this wasn't just a hobby, but this is something that you really wanted to leave your mark on the world with.
That's a little difficult to explain, but you know, I was intrigued by WXOK radio back in 1960.
Okay.
And the music that Diggy Doo was playing was magnetic and interested me to the point that I had to listen to it every day after school.
Right. And once it did that, it must have resonated with you in a way to where now you wanted to become a creator. You knew what you were listening to. You knew what moved you, what inspired you. But I mean, it took it to another level eventually.
Not early on, I didn't realize that. I think I was out of high school about 1967. My first semester at LSU, listening to live music and being a fraternity member and having bands like Otis Redding playing on the LSU campus.
What? Are you kidding me? That is so legendary.
Joe Tex was around here then.
Wait, Joe Tex, I love him.
So that's what sparked my interest. Business-wise, not until I got to Los Angeles in December of 1969 did I have the objective of being in the business.
And what sparked your move to Los Angeles? I mean, because that's a long ways from home.
I was in the film Beguiled with Clint Eastwood.
I mean, you're just dropping all these heavy hitters. Like, you've been busy.
A lady by the name of Mae Mercer was the wardrobe lady.
Uh-huh.
And I was used as a stand-in for Clint Eastwood when the directors were doing the lighting and stuff. And she saw me, and after I did that piece, she started a conversation with me, and she said, you know, you need to be in Los Angeles. And I said, why? You know, and she said, you could be an actor. You have the look. You could do this.
Yeah.
I didn't know at the time that she was a blues singer, and so I was intrigued by her observation, and I had a couple of friends that lived out there, and I got in touch with them, and they said, "Come on out, man. We'll hook you up. We'll get you a job," and that's what I did.
It's just amazing how sometimes people can see things in you that you don't see in yourself. And then from there, it sparks something. And from there, you have touched and enhanced so many careers. Like you began to see things in people and began to tell the story and help them tell their story. I mean, what has been a highlight for you so far? If you could pick one or your top three highlights so far. I mean, I know it's far fetched, but if you had to pick highlights, at least three of them, could you?
Sure.
What would they be?
First off, even though I was back here in Louisiana, would be Ray Charles.
I bet.
The second would be Dr. John.
Yeah.
And the third would probably be my ex-wife.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who was born and raised in Hollywood and is a phenomenal songwriter and mother and friend.
Yeah.
Great friend.
I love that. And you talk about these highlights and the people and the places and the things that just really resonate with your spirit and say that, you know what, this journey has been good. The journey is still going because you're still working around the clock and effortlessly getting this done. Which leads us to why we're here today. Saturday, April 15th, we have a field trip. And I'm super excited about this one because the art of storytelling continues. And with this, you have the Slim Harpo Documentary. Now, with this, I want to know, how did you choose this particular project to say, I need to help bring this to life?
Well, again, back in the late 50s, early 60s, I heard Slim Harpo's Scratch My Back. I heard I'm a King Bee. Actually, I'm a King Bee was his first recording, and it was recorded by the Rolling Stones on their first album.
Okay, but hold up. Let's take it back even a little bit further than that. You've heard these songs, but with Slim Harpo, the richness of the history of that is that a lot of people don't know where he stemmed from.
Well, that's true. He was discovered internationally before he was recognized and appreciated in his hometown. But he gained notoriety in a frustrating to an extent way because he wasn't performing regularly until the early 60s.
Yeah.
But phenomenal songwriter, and he wrote songs with his wife,
Yeah.
which was again an extraordinary thing for that point in time. I don't know of any other couples in the blues and rock and roll era that were doing. Of course, Carole King and Burt Bacharach and folks like that were writing great songs, but Slim Harpo's reached into rock and roll, evolving out of the blues.
Yeah.
And it attracted me mostly lyrically. Scratch My Back, Raining in My Heart, I'm a King Bee, Tina Nina Nu. Those were catchy titles.
It almost sounded like you were about to start singing that one for us. The mics are open if you feel like it. When you're putting together
listeners.
Oh, never that. When you're putting together a documentary, I know it has to be difficult to follow a timeline that would help you tell the story and to depict it the way that you want. So while you're doing that, how important is it that you collect the pieces and help us travel through time and feel as if it's a cohesive piece that makes you happy as well?
That's a good point. There was absolutely no video available that we know of on Slim Harpo.
Wow.
There was only one interview that was recorded that we know on Slim, and that was done in 1968 in New York City at Steve Paul's The Scene by a lady by the name of Sue Cassidy Clark.
Mm-hmm.
And you can hear the traffic in the background of this while the interview is being done. And we used that interview as the narration for the documentary. Slim Harpo is talking through the documentary. There's no video, so it's from him. But we also have the only video interview done with Ms. Lavelle, his wife.
That's his wife.
And she tells the story about how they wrote songs. And then the other narration is in interviews are done with the King Bee original members, James Johnson, Jesse Kinchin, and Rudy Richard.
Wow.
And they're all deceased. Also his stepson, William Gambler,
Mm-hmm.
who was right there all the way through.
Yeah.
Drove the van to gigs, collected money at the door for Slim.
This was a family affair. His
Yeah.
wife helping him write the songs. His extended son helping manage the band, getting everybody there.
It's really a love story.
Yeah.
I mean, Ms. Lavelle tells some wonderful, heartfelt stories of her and Slim and how they met.
Yeah. I can't wait to see that. It's like April 15th. Can't get here fast enough.
2 p.m.
2 p.m.
Main library.
Don't show up late. The main library right there at Goodwood. And while you're there, pick up a library card because all of the cool kids hang out at the library, right? And we know that this project was not an overnight success. This was not like an overnight process. How long did it take you to get it to where you felt, now I can stop editing. Now I can stop looking for this. I'm just going to say it's time.
It started in 2001.
Wait, time out. This is 2023.
It took 20 years.
Wow. That's dedication, Johnny.
We kept searching. We kept thinking that there was going to be video that we didn't know about. We found a still photograph from the Toronto Music Festival.
Yeah.
But you know, there was continual search for video, which you would have thought that in playing on university campuses that there would be somebody that would film, but some of them didn't even take still photographs.
Wow. And just to see how much things have changed from then to now, because now everyone is a videographer, everyone is a photographer, everyone is a reporter, because we have these little devices in our hands.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, you can't capture or get captions of a Slim Harpo who has changed the world of blues and changed the world of rock and roll and has done some legendary things, but to see it all being captured and released Saturday, April 15th, I know this is free and open to the public, but seating is limited. So
Yes.
What we need to do is contact the East Baton Rouge Parish Library so we can get our tickets. I'm coming with my popcorn. I don't know if they're going to let me have food in the library or not, but Johnny, I'm going to tell them I'm with you, and I'm going to have a bag for you too. So listen, we're going to have to figure this out at the door, okay?
You're in.
And I really want all of our families to come out because it is important that we pay homage to those who have actually put us on the map. This is a global situation. And of course, with this documentary, this is simply amazing. And I applaud you and your team for the hard work and dedication, because you could have easily said, can't find this, can't find that. Not really worth it. The story has been told, or just let them Google what they can find. But you didn't do that. This was important to you. And you are important to the history of Louisiana, the culture, and how we have impacted the world. Just hearing you say how different rock and roll bands remade his songs, I was just like, wow, really? How did they find it?
Over 250 artists have recorded his songs.
Wow.
I mean, Muddy Waters, Van Morrison, the Kinks, the Grateful Dead, all over 250 artists have done his songs. Ms. Lavelle is she was an extraordinary lady. A friend of mine that we showed the interview to said that young ladies throughout the world need to see this and listen to this lady talk.
Yeah.
Because she was so genuine and so spiritually in tune with love and good things.
Yeah.
And she expressed that in the interviews.
Yeah. And even how they were a team, you know, like they would write these songs together. We'll see in the documentary how much credit she got for this, or how much credit was allowed to her in those times as his helpmate. Like we'll see all of that in this documentary, Saturday, April 15th. Slim Harpo Documentary, Johnny Palazzotto. I appreciate you more than you know. And I want you to think of this as an extension of your office. You know, if you ever need a cup of coffee, or if you're working on the next project, or if you just need an extra microphone, you know where to find me. You know, so, and I got you covered. It's teamwork.
You're quite a discovery, LaTangela.
Well, thank you. And listen, I know we have more work to do, so chase the sun or let the sun chase you. But either way, get after it. I love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it.
I appreciate that.